Hi, this is Mobile Network Comparison, and we've just got a quick unboxing video to show you today. I was quite excited when this package arrived at the office this morning, and so I'm just going to go straight into it and show you an unboxing of this new product and just have a first look at what it's all about. So what is inside this mysterious box? Let's turn it around and you can see we have here the Lenovo A850. So this is the latest model in the A series of mobile phones that Lenovo are bringing out in China, and it's the upgrade to the A830, which in turn was the upgrade to the A820, which we've reviewed previously. I'm going to put the link to that review in the description below. So let's have a quick look around the box. It's got a nice red back, it's got barcode and information there, and on the front it's got this fairly nice sort of kaleidoscopic pattern on the front. So let's just get cracking and see what's inside the box. So I'm opening it for the first time. There's the lid, get that out of the way, and here we have the phone already. So I'm going to get back to that later, so I'm just going to put it to the side and let's see what else we've got here included in the package. So here's the red insert of the box. Looks like we've got a tab to pull down here. Oh, there's the instruction booklet inside there, and Lenovo information. Let's see if we can try and pry this out. And there's the instruction booklet with the same sort of pattern on it. I'm just going to put that all to the side as well. What's fallen out here? Well, I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but the inside of this box has got all sorts of symbols in it, or little icons showing what's there. So in the bottom left hand corner we've got this, well here it is, it's the USB cable, so it's just your standard micro USB cable. And we've also got the headphones which came with it, so that should be in the bottom right hand corner of the box. And in the top section we've got the plug here. So of course this ships with a standard Lenovo plug suitable for the Chinese market and with a USB port on the bottom, but we've also got a UK plug, so you can simply plug it in and plug that into your UK socket and charge up from there. So that's all fairly straightforward. Let's just put those things back inside and we can then go on to look at the phone itself. So there's not too much exciting going on here. We've just got this standard sort of array of extras, the headphones and the necessary charging and USB cable. So I'll put that to the side and let's have a look at the phone itself. So it comes wrapped in this little plastic sheath. Take that out and there she is. So the first thing you'll notice about the Lenovo A850 is it is massive. I mean, I've got reasonably sized hands and it massively fills them. I mean, I think you can see I would struggle to use this one-handed because my thumb can't quite reach to all parts of the screen, but two-handed it will work really well indeed. And let's just have a look at what the phone is like. So let's start at the front. The screen, as I said before, that is 5.5 inches diagonal, which is much larger than the Lenovo A820 and in fact the Lenovo A830, which replaced that. I think the Lenovo A820 has got just a standard 5-inch screen, so it's only half an inch bigger in the diagonal, but it makes quite a bit of difference when you're using and holding the phone, and I'm certain that when we start playing videos and using this phone it will be quite obvious how much a difference that bigger screen makes. The other thing is that it's actually 10% bigger, even though it's only that extra half inch. So in fact, let me correct myself there, the Lenovo A820 has a 4.5 inch screen, the A830 has a 5-inch screen, and this, the latest model, the Lenovo A850, the latest in their array of A-series phones, the latest in that portfolio, has got the 5.5 inch screen, and it's still a standard IPS LCD display with multi-touch and everything else. The resolution of that screen is, I think, it's not great. It's only 540 by 960, so we don't have a full 1080p display, and so the pixel density isn't going to be the best, but look at it, it's massive and it's great. And the other thing you'll notice that's different about the A850 compared to the A820 is we've finally got a front camera here, which is great. It was really disappointing to find that A820 didn't have a front camera. I mean, it's only a 0.3 megapixel thing here, but it's perfectly adequate for Google Hangouts, video calls, Skyping, and even just taking selfies if you're into that sort of thing. So let's see what else we've got. We've got the 3 capacitive buttons at the bottom, pretty standard for Lenovo, and you'll notice there's this sort of cloverleaf patented design they like to put on their phones, as opposed to the normal Android home icon, but just a minor difference. It looks like we've got on the right hand side here an up-down volume rocker. Moving round to the bottom, there's the normal place for your micro USB charging port and for connecting to the computer, for tethering, for transferring files, whatever. And on the left hand side we've got nothing. It's quite smart with this nice silver bezel going around it. Just another thing, on the bottom there's the tiny pinprick hole microphone which you talk into, and of course there's the loudspeaker at the top here. And it also looks like we've got some sort of proximity sensors and the usual sort of things you get in a smartphone nowadays. And finally, on the top of the phone you've got the power button and a normal 3.5mm headphone jack. What else have we got? The back is nice, smooth, shiny. Well, it's going to pick up fingerprints quite a lot, but if I rub that off you can see it's a quite nice looking phone. The back cover has got a nice little hole here for the camera. I think this is only a 5 megapixel camera compared to the 8 megapixel camera of the Lenovo A820. But what we found in our tests by looking at the Lenovo A820, even though it had 8 megapixel resolution, the quality wasn't quite up to scratch, and we kind of suspected that it was actually only using a 5 megapixel sensor and upscaling the resolution. So I don't think we're going to see any worse results with this 5 megapixel camera, and I think it's going to be pretty good. There's no point having extra resolution, extra megapixels, if you're not actually getting any additional detail. The one thing you will notice is we've now got a flash on the back, which is great news. Another thing we were kind of disappointed not to see in the Lenovo A820. So there you have it. What else is different about this phone to the A820? Just to briefly run over some of the specs, this has got a quad-core processor, just like the A820, but instead of running at 1.2 GHz, it's running at 1.3 GHz. And this is because it's got the MTK 6582M chipset, system on a chip, by MediaTek. And so, as well as that difference in the CPU speed and CPU power, we're going to expect to see much better results in benchmarks when we benchmark this thing. It's also got a different graphics processor, so it's got the Mali GPU instead of the one that was on the A820, which is something a little weaker, and the M, I guess, is what's going to be standing for in the MTK 6582. I think the M there is standing for that Mali GPU. And so what else have we got? Well, I mean, that's it. The main thing is the screen and the different processor and the different system on a chip. Front camera, of course, back flash, always useful to have. It's really slim, actually, despite the extra size. I think it's maybe even slimmer than the A830, or definitely slimmer than the A820. And there you have it. That's the Lenovo A850. That's a really quick first look. It's the first time we've got our hands on this phone, and don't worry, we're going to be subjecting it to all sorts of tests, and we're going to be reviewing it later. And of course, what you'll really be looking forward to is we're going to be showing you how to install your own ROMs on this. So even though it's running Android Jelly Bean version 4.2.2 as opposed to 4.1.2 on the A820 and A830, we still think that we're going to be trying to put some custom ROMs on this and seeing what this phone is really capable of. And just another note, I'm holding it in my hands. It's big, it's a little bit heavier than the A820, but it's definitely not too heavy at all. It feels nice in the hand. It's only 184 grams, which is quite a lot for a smartphone, but not for one of this size. So yep, there you have it. That's the Lenovo A850 here at Mobile Network Comparison. Keep checking back on the channel, please subscribe, and we will be bringing you a lot more information about this soon. And if you're interested in ROM install tutorials, please leave comments below about what ROMs you want to see us trying on this A830, and we'll go through the whole setup process for you and make it really simple to put custom firmware and custom ROMs on your Lenovo A850 if you're thinking of upgrading. So thanks for watching, bye.